the Facebook family and friends, and welcome to another video of inspiration, of hope, love, support, and encouragement from matters of the heart. I actually forgot the introduction at one point because we haven't done this for such a long time. Well, I have done some, but Linda has been in the video for a long time. Well, actually, tonight is the eve of our 26th
26
wedding
years.
anniversary, and so we wanted to do something special
And different.
and different. It's gonna be a little bit different. And so the title of tonight or today's video, or the video, is For Better or Worse. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna interview Lyndon for this. This part is gonna be part 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So for this part, I will be interviewing Lyndon, and for the second part, for part 2, he will be interviewing me. So let's get into it. So it's been 26 years of marriage, and I mean, the time flew by so fast.
Didn't feel like 26 years.
It does not feel like 26 years at all, and we were just talking about that earlier. And so the first question for you, my love, is how has marriage been for you?
Well, 20.
I should have the little, those little
Little
mic
mic.
with the little fur. How has marriage been for you?
Well, here's the thing. Now, it was 94, right? 1994. I was at the, and I
This is how
remember
you're talking about the start.
the very beginning,
Uh-huh.
and just to sum up how the
Yeah,
marriage
yeah.
has been. 1994, West Bus Station. I remember like yesterday.
For Antiguans, for those.
Yeah. So I was heading to Crabs for training, and she was still in college, nice, young, looking good. And I heard, she has that laughter. I mean, that laughter, you can hear it from a mile. And I said, wow. And I just moved from where I was, kind of stepped away and looked, just peeked over, and there she was, beautiful. I just said, wow. And maybe like a year after.
Was a year
A
after.
year after.
And mind you, we did not know.
We known each other.
No, we didn't know each other.
And then a year after, she up the stairs because BBF was at Price.
At the time.
At Price, and there she comes walking up the stairs, and I said, God, you ever said that?
He sure does.
And then, and the thing is, we became good friends.
Yeah.
We talk, we laugh,
Yeah.
just as friends. And
Because you failed to mention that you were seeing someone at the time.
because I didn't want to say it.
That's okay.
So-
And listen, I had no part in the breakup or anything, so I just want to put that out
So right, so she meant to see someone. So we became good friends, and we talk. I used to actually pick them up,
there. My brother and
right?
my family.
Right, the family
Yeah.
bring them to church, and we became friends. During that. Fast forward. So we got into a relationship, and then fast forward, we're here today. And I must say that laughter is still here.
Absolutely.
We laugh. We are excited about each other. And I must say, we always, even in Antigua, we will take drives. When we were living in England, we would just jump on the bus, head down to the market, and just buy stuff, and just enjoy one another. And yes, we had challenges as well. And we worked through it. We stayed with one another. I stayed with her, by her side, through everything. So, marriage to me now, it's been laughter, excitement, challenges, but I would say I love my wife.
Absolutely.
And I enjoy myself.
And I
with
love
her.
you too.
Yes.
But I think Lyndon chopped up some of it. But I think what he was saying there is that one of the things we do is that no matter where in the world we are, and we have lived in Antigua, we have lived in England, and we're now in the United States. But we would always find things to do
Yeah.
to just spend time together. get out of the house. I mean, it didn't always take money. There are times we took trips that took money, but many times we just did simple things like taking a drive, like Leland said. In Antigua, we would get up very early on a Saturday morning, and this is his interview, right? I don't know, I'm mixing things up, but we would get up real early. This was one of our things. Just we used to love watching the sun rise, and we would just get up real early on a Saturday morning, and we would drive, and we just have such a beautiful time together. So that is what he alluded to. And in England, it was kind of cold at times, but we still would jump on the bus or jump on the train.
Remember when you were coming back from school, I would literally go up.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: when we coming home, we popping by the fish and chips shop.
Yeah.
Get our fish and chips.
In England, But I mean, we would always, the point is, because I think Linda just bringing up little stories and throwing them in, but the point is that we would always find time to enjoy each other. And we would, I remember he spoke about, again, this is your interview, he spoke about meeting me like I used to when I was in school in England, meeting me at the train station. Look, I would be so excited to see him there waiting for me, and then we'd stop and get something to eat, just do something fun, you know.
But
so,
you know, it's and the thing is, that's something that I do throughout the marriage. If she's somewhere, say I take her to school, I will pick her up, wait for her. So always finding time to spend together, because you know, maintaining that excitement. And so that was question number 1. And question number 2, babe, in this stage of our lives, you know, we are supporting other marriages. We have written the book, Building Marriages to Last. By the way, it's still on Amazon. You can get your copy. It's no highfalutin book. It's just simple steps to build a marriage to last. And the principles are based on the Word of God. Just putting that out there again. Now, you know, in this stage of our lives, we have felt the call and the leadership of the Lord to help to support and build other marriages, right? And, you know, we've had conferences, and, you know, we've had these little, you know, we do these little videos and so on to bring encouragement. Now, what would you say, you know, as a mature man, as a mature man that has been married for 26 years, what would you say to a young man or even a young lady who is preparing to get married and asks you, Lyndon, what should I expect in marriage? One thing I should say, you should expect challenges. It's going to come. I think the way that I prepared for the challenges was being, you know, in the Word and in prayer, because you can't say what type of challenge is going to come.
It's so true.
They come, but you have to be ready for it, and God will prepare you for it. And I must say too, in doing that preparation, get to know your spouse. Because a lot of
no, but the question asks you deviating.
Go ahead.
This question asks, what should they expect?
Oh, what
so
should
you
they
say
expect? Challenges,
you
yes.
you say,
expect challenges. Also, expect challenges.
That's the only thing that they should expect?
No, I mean, expect to have a good time too.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because
expect to have a good time. Expect conflict.
Yes.
That's gonna come, because again, it's two different people coming from two different spectrum of life. And don't be afraid to face the conflicts, because that's the way that you'll be able to understand your spouse, understand your husband, or understand your wife, because you will know exactly how they are, how they feel when you say something, and you know what to say and what not to say at a particular time. Because sometimes you might think that, oh, it's nothing, you know, and sometimes you say, no, that really hurt my feelings. You say, hey,
absolutely,
I'm so sorry, I should not have said that. And you know, you should be always sensitive to your spouse, and how they feel all the time.
So going back to the question, what should people expect? You said they should expect to have a good time, expect to enjoy their marriage,
and have conflicts as well.
You're gonna have conflict. you're going to have, you said you're going to have difficulties.
You're going to have difficulties. Difficulty can come in many ways. Financially, a spouse can be sick. So again, to prepare for that, to the word, with God, praying and everything. We went through a season where my wife wasn't well, and it was really tough, and
like you said, you don't know what challenges, we really don't know, because what challenges we would have experienced in our marriage, but it's important to be prepared. And you expect the challenges as you go into marriage. You expect, that you're going to have good times, and that you're going to have challenging times.
Yeah, and I think too, a lot of people think that marriage, is just like a honeymoon.
All throughout the years,
there are times that you have to face the challenges and you face it together. Don't leave your spouse to go through it. I mean, your husband or your wife to go through that challenge by itself. You always say, hey, come, let's go. How can we work on this? How can we work this out? How can we reach and overcome this particular challenge?
So in fact, you're saying that you can also expect to get what you put in,
yes,
right?
Put in.
Okay. All right. Okay. So so how would you also tell those young people, how should they prepare? How should they be preparing for marriage?
Well, books. You can read books. You can speak to other married couples who have been married for a lengthy time.
Or people that you trust.
People that you trust, pastors. Study. Study different material. I mean, YouTube. Technology is so broad that you can go on YouTube and find different materials to help you to prepare for marriage. Also, you can prepare financially. I remember before I got married, I just told myself I'm not gonna buy any car, free my finances up. So when is that time, I don't have any big financial debt going into marriage. So as much as possible, save, have a savings, and again, read about how to save money, strategies,
financial planning,
right,
and things like that.
Financial planning and things like that. But it's very wise to have money going into marriage, because you never know, unexpected things can come up that you need that extra cash flow, to do things.
And I think one of the most important ways to prepare, and then we always speak about that, but somehow you forget.
Yeah.
But I think one of the most important ways to prepare is in prayer.
In prayer.
Yeah, by
we used to be on the back step.
We call it the back step.
In Bethesda, and we used to pray for our kids.
Even before we got married, because Lyndon just drops in little things like people know.
Yeah.
Like in Bethesda is where we're from. In Antigua is where I'm from, actually. And we used to meet when he comes back. When he used to come to our home, we used to meet on the back, and we would, before marriage, when we decided we were going to get married, we would sit and we would have prayer times, And of course, we have our private prayer time and prayer life. That helps us too. And you alluded to that earlier. Living in prayer, living in the Word, helps to prepare.
Yes.
Okay. And number 4 says, when we on the day of our marriage, of our wedding, we normally repeat our vows, and we are saying for better or for worse, in sickness and in health and so on. But that part, for better or for worse, and in sickness and in health, do you think that you really understood what that meant when on the 4th of December 1999, when we stood before the pastor? Do you think you had
no, honestly, I did not. I mean, in the excitement, I mean, anyone can tell you, in the excitement of marriage, you don't even have time to eat your food.
It is true.
But as you go and as you grow and as your marriage mature, you begin to understand
absolutely
the vows.
Absolutely.
The vows that you made at that altar, you know, before what the Bible says, before God
And man.
and man. And I can say, when he says for better or for worse, through sickness and in health, I can tell you, if I'm sleeping and my wife, if I know, I know she wasn't well
Yeah.
when I came home from work, and I'm asleep and she just turns, I'm up,
Yeah.
you know, and I say, hey babes, you okay? And she said, no. She said, babes, I'm fine. And even though she says it's okay, go back to sleep, I'm not going back to sleep
Until you're sure that
until I'm
okay.
absolutely sure.
Yeah.
Again, I think I said, you know, there's a period where she was not well. I was by her side, and the thing about that, what I understood about love, you know, you really feel that love when you see your spouse not 100%. You wish you can do
More. It's so true.
everything in your power to like say, I mean, I wish I can just take that sickness away from you.
And I felt that. I felt that. I've seen my husband agonize for me, and I do the same. I'm the same way. If he's not well, I feel so. I feel like I feel it.
Yeah.
You really become one. You feel each other's pain. You go through life, and you go through the struggles together.
I mean, and even though sometimes, because I would sometimes leave work, go there and come back, and even though sometimes you're
to the hospital, because I was hospitalized. Linda has the way of just dropping in things like I would go there
when she was in the hospital. I mean, I will leave work physically tired, but from the time I come into that room, the tiredness out the door.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that I want to show her that I am strong. I'm strong for her. So that is where the sickness and in health.
I think it's oopsie. I want to make sure that it looks a little darker.
Comes in, and so I admonish young couples.
So that's the last question, really.
That's the last question.
Encourage couples,
right?
Any couple. It doesn't have to be a young couple. But
it's remember the vows that you made. And as I was telling my wife, go back to the beginning. Yeah. Remember that vow. Remember the vows that you made. Sickness in the health, and for better or for worse.
For better or for worse,
you know. As your marriage grows and matures, you begin to understand what it really means, and what it really means when Christ said He gave His life,
Himself for the
church.
And as a wife, I feel like I've seen so many aspects I've understood more through your love for me. I understand that scripture more.
Right.
You've given been so selfless in our marriage, and it's not about pretense for us at this point. Well, at any point really.
Yeah.
But we've always been just authentic and just real. But it's just how I've seen, what I've experienced in my marriage.
Yeah, I would tell you. Just the other night we were driving home and she was sleeping, and I just looked across at her and I said, Lord, I thank you.
Amen.
Thank you for giving me such a beautiful wife that loves me.
Yes. Absolutely.
Loves mom. She looks over my faults, my mistakes.
Yes. And likewise, we do that. That's what we do. And I was saying in closing, this is even not even my interview. But as it comes to me, we were talking the other day, and I was saying to him, I've seen I've been able to reflect on the different stages of our marriage. And I remember, and there's so much we could say. There's so much we could say about marriage. And it's one of our passion really to share about, marriages, and to really bring encouragement to married couples, because we have a storehouse of experience after 26 years, of course. And not that we know everything, but we do have some years under our belt. Years under our belt, and learning and growing, But we spoke about it recently. It's about the initial stage when we were so excited. I think I got more excited when I got married. For some reason, I got so excited. After we got married, I was so excited, But I remember dating and I remember getting married, and it's a different feeling. We would just up, and we had no kids yet, but we would just go as we felt, as we were pleased to do so. And we just went where we wanted to go, and we would come back, we would have fun, just being single. And then I got pregnant with Rachel, and then life changed a bit. And I remember I wanted to follow my mom. Like, she modeled for me. I mean, from my eyes, she is the first example of a married woman that I saw. And she would always put my dad's food on the table, and his fork and his knife, and things like that. And I wanted to do the same, so I started. I did that until Rachel was born. By the time Rachel was born, that changed, and we had to juggle. Right. And so we've seen that shift, and then we've seen, Destiny came along, and then I went to school and all of that stuff, and then
that would come in you.
You have that. And then as we grew older, we had some tough times. We saw some real tough times. That Lynn would say, Lynn said something that really hit me, like it touched my heart. He said, God prepared me for you, and that, because if you know about our marriage and anything about our marriage, if you've been very close to us, you probably know some things about us, but we've gone through some really challenging times where we had to buckle down, hold each other's hand, and push through. And God has brought us through and favored us so beautifully. We're not perfect. We have needs still, and we have things that we're working towards, but I'm just saying, God has really blessed our marriage with years of laughter and joy and happiness amidst the trials, amidst the challenges, and amidst the tough times, And then we worked through the different challenges, and we moved to England, and it was a different kind of thing, and just the different experiences, and loving each other through the seasons, literally.
Through the seasons.
And just again moving to here. And so those things brought additional challenges to our marriage too, because we had to sort our finances. We dipped at times and fell into little ditches here and there, and and as we grew older, I was telling him that I have so much appreciation for him at this point in our lives, and it is still romantic, and I still am attracted to him, and I still and I still feel love for him and so forth. But more than the romance, because sometimes some of that fades with time, the romance, it shouldn't, but certain things happen. So, like, for example, I was very sick, and so many things happen that can sort of interrupt the romantic aspect of marriage, and change the focus, really. And I was saying to Lyndon that I really do appreciate him. I appreciate him. I find myself in this season of our lives just looking out for him even more, making sure, as I look at him, and as I it's going to get me emotional, but I'm going to try. As I see the gray hairs, he's always been gray, really, but I see the fine lines, and I see the different signs of aging, and I'm sure he sees the same on me, although he says, "Oh, baby, you look the same," but really I don't. And I say, I care for him. I want to make sure that he's getting the right nutrition, and I help him with his routine, his skincare routine, even though he's not a person for that. And so when he's sleeping, I spray little things on his face and stuff like that. I care for him. I want to help him, and I've always been the person to get him stuff to wear and choose what he's gonna wear. But I find the care and concern is so much more. I am more concerned about his well-being now, because I'm thinking, he's getting older, he's not as strong as before. Well, he's still very strong, but he's getting older. So I find it's it has shifted a little bit, and you become more caring and more protective, and you're looking out for each other in different ways. And I imagine it's going to be even more so when we get older, because even when I was very sick, we talk about this a lot, but there are things I couldn't do for myself, like buckling my shoes. Even sometimes now I can, because depending on what's going on at the time, but
type of shoes?
No, maybe the type of dress or whatever. Buckle in my shoes, or different things like that. That my husband would have lotion in my feet, and we just begin to take even more care of each other as we age.
I think that's the maturity.
That's the mature. As our marriage matures, as we mature as people.
Right.
That's how I have been feeling recently. Just looking out for him, making sure his nutrition is better, and introducing him to the different things that I have been.
Put some more weight on.
Trying to get him to put some weight on, because he has lost, imagine that he has lost a little weight because he has had to take dairy and so on from his dad. I see a little weight loss and that's a challenge for him, as it is a challenge for me to lose it. So apart from that, I feel like at this stage of our lives, we're just loving each other in more caring and considerate ways, and just looking out for each other. So on that note, it was his interview, but I had to put in my little bit.
This is part one.
Part one. So thank you so much for joining. And I hope that something that we have said has blessed you, has challenged you to work on your marriage.
Yes.
And make your marriage work. God has given us the tools. And if we pray, God will give us the people in our lives to support us as well. So be blessed. Bye.